Welcome back. All right. It's just
Welcome
soothing.
Bach.
It's soothing to me. Welcome Bach. There you go. Is Bach really good for your baby's brain or any kind of classical music?
Well, you may know of some moms and dads, I did this, who play classical music for their little ones in the hopes that it will boost their brain power. Well, is it true and does it really work, or is that just an old wives' tale? Joining us now is Dr. Tracy Alloway, professor of psychology at the University of North Florida. So excited you are here because I did this, and I want to know, does baby, I did.
All right.
I have an interesting story that I will share in a bit, but does baby Mozart really work?
I think that's a great question. And so you've heard of the Mozart Effect, this idea that listening to classical music can actually make you more intelligent. And this is based on a study done on college students, and only 30 of them, in fact. And what they found was that 15 minutes later, their spatial intelligence improved, so they could better recognize shapes and what comes next. There's no evidence to show that this transfers to babies. However, listening to music in general is really great for brain development. It's just not specific to, if you love jazz, jazz can have that same benefits. And really what the studies have found, that even as they get older, it's not so much what they listen to, but the engagement and the excitement that they have with that particular piece of music. So if you as a parent love jazz, or you love a different kind of genre of music and you're communicating that excitement to your infant, they don't have to listen to Bach or Mozart, because you're sharing that excitement and they're picking up on that, and that's helping their brain development as well.
And I feel like the sound, the familiarity of it was soothing to my babies. I used to rock in their nursery, sing a specific hymn from church, and when they were born and they would get really cranky, while they were in the womb, and whenever they would get cranky after they were born, I would sing that song and it was like, and they would stop.
Yes.
Am I crazy?
No, not at all. There's so much evidence. On air, no.
Okay, good. Good answer.
No, but there's so much evidence to show that what you do in the babies inside you makes such a difference after they're born as well. And they really pick up on their cues, and that rocking motion too mimics that feeling in the womb when they're surrounded and they're safe and they're secure. And that's why they even tell parents, when you're putting them to bed, that rocking motion is very soothing. So the combination of a familiar piece when they were in that secure environment, as well as that physical motion, is a very powerful, soothing gesture for them.
Oh. Now, we started off with the question about does it, and the study probably doesn't show, because I guess it's tough to go, follow the child from 7 months in the womb and then follow them through to see when you can actually test them to see if that helped. So that's probably why you can't make a correlation. But music, you do say that music actually will help their reading skills once they're out.
And I think that's what's so exciting about music, is that it's something more powerful than just simply learning any skill. There's something unique to learning music that uses the same part of the brain as rhythm, as that mathematical reasoning, that understanding logic, spatial relationships. So when a child learns a musical instrument, they are tapping that part of their brain, they're using it more, they're exercising it more, and they're more likely to do better in reading skills, but also math skills as well. So if you're,
I've definitely heard that one.
Yeah, so if you're a parent and you're trying to get your child to play an instrument, stay on it. It's a great way to all around develop their brain functioning as well.
And now let's talk about older people, because I've read some studies even with people who are suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's, that music has a very powerful effect even on the older brain.
It does, and so there's studies looking at when people learn music, learn how to play a musical instrument later in life, so in their 60s, and they find two things happening. First of all, it increases their sensitivity to sound, so our hearing starts deteriorating as we get older, but listening to or playing music preserves that and uses that part of the brain, keeping that active. But again, like in children, learning how to play that instrument is activating that prefrontal cortex, that front of the brain, so that their intelligence, their creativity is actually being preserved. And studies show that they're less likely to show memory impairment as they age, simply by learning a musical instrument.
Yeah, I definitely have heard about the music and math. My brother is amazing at math, and he did it opposite. He's really good at math, never played an instrument, and now he plays in the bell choir at church. And he's learned all that because the math, everything is numerical. We were talking about this in the commercial break, talking to, because I'm asking for me, talking to the baby while in the womb, because as a dad, I helped get it there, but I can't do anything else for that 9 months. So talking, is that that's good, right?
Carry on. It's really powerful because they begin to associate that voice with the primary caregiver. And so when they're born, they'll then start matching your face with the voice. And so like, you know, Maria, you're saying with that song, that familiar song, they will do the same with your voice. So when they need that comfort, and it promotes secure attachment. And attachment is a really important part of childhood, and it affects us even in our adult relationships. So there's lots of studies showing that when a child feels securely attached, because they're connected to a primary caregiver, they're more likely to have healthy relationships even as adults.
So you touched on this a bit, but is there any specific type of music that in utero you should avoid? Heavy metal, maybe? Rap, maybe? I mean, I really don't know.
Yeah. The studies haven't looked at that, and again, I think music in general has a pattern, and it's that pattern that helps with brain development and brain functioning. So as long as you're not playing, you know, maybe John Cage, something a bit more avant-garde that doesn't have that rhythm,
right,
and anything that has that set pattern or set rhythm can encourage their brain to develop and follow that, that system.
I think that's more volume. Volume of whatever you listen to, probably, you got to be careful.
Yeah, well, and that's my next question is you've seen so many pictures of moms with like headphones on, but you really don't need to do that.
No, I mean, you don't talk at your belly, you know, when you speak to your baby, and they still recognize your voice when they come out, so.
Oh, so I don't have to like put my mouth right, because that's
in the belly button?
Right on her belly. Because I'm like,
you can, but you don't need to.
Not making a difference.
That's more for your wife, not for the baby.
All right, I guess I can step back a little bit. I just want to make sure the little one, we don't know what we're having. I want to make sure the little one knows, you know.
He's having a girl, by the way.
That'd be really cool. That'd be really cool.
They're very
expensive.
expensive.
Or a boy. Would be really cool. Or a giraffe.
Or a giraffe.
That'd be neat.
They like music too.
Yes. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
As always. I love it when you're here. All right, well, thank you, Dr. Alloway, and we will be right back.